Hello, viewers from all around the world. This is the Melting Pot, and I'm your host, Izo. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you're welcome to the show. As always, on today's show, I am not alone. I'm joined by sisters and a guest. And on the show, we have Savi, we have AY, all the way from Ontario, and we have Osas and myself here in Saskatoon. Hi, ladies, how are you? Savi, how's your day been?
Good, good. It's been a really eventful day, and it's kind of chilly in Oxford County, but we good, we good.
Wonderful. And you, AY, I like your new hair. It's shiny.
It's
Thank
giving.
you, Isa. It's
It's
giving. Like
giving
the Gen
vibes.
Z.
Yeah, that's why I like Savi. She always knows the right thing to say. It's giving vibes. How have you
Hello,
been?
ladies. Good, good.
Well,
Cold, but good.
oh well, your hair doesn't look cold. It's hot. It's hot, hot, hot.
Yeah, you know.
And Osas, how are you, my sister from Saskatoon? How have you been?
Hello, ladies. I'm good. I'm okay. It's been fine. The week has been busy, but we're glad it's over. It's been a wonderful weekend, too. Hi, everyone.
Wonderful. Hi, hi. So, like I said, we have a guest in the house, and very shortly you would be seeing her face, and I will introduce her properly. But before we introduce her, I just want to give a shout out to all our subscribers and those that have been subscribing. So if you're watching the show and this is your first time, you're highly welcome on this platform. We encourage you to subscribe to the channel and put on your notification bell so that you can get notified every time we have something new for you. And we want to bring on our guest. Like I said, she is somebody that you don't want to miss today. She has a lot to tell us, and her name is Tosin Fetuga. I'm going to leave the other part of the introduction until the main event, but that's the beautiful lady there in the red jacket. How are you, Tosin? Can you hear me? Okay, so that is our guest giving you a smile, and we'll go back to her when it's time for the main event. But that said, I'm coming back again to our subscribers. You guys are the real MVPs, and we are almost at our 1,000K mark. So, viewers, if you love the melting pot, please, in short, we need to give them a clap. Those that have subscribed, you guys are the main MVPs. So, we really appreciate you, and we know that with you on our side, oh, how do they say, the sky is the limit or the sky is our springboard? What do you think, Savi?
The sky is our stepping stone. With
Yeah, you see,
our
that's
Yeah,
why
the
I
stepping
said
sky
you
is
stone.
our
always know the right
springboard.
thing to
I
say.
like
That's
that.
why I jumped right to you.
Savvy
That's
with a Gen Z at heart.
okay, ladies. We'll go on a short break, and then when we come back, we'll be having the other news with Osas. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
That's right, everything will be okay.
Talk show, couples and singles dance, games. Let this be a night of spiritual connection where couples renew their commitment and singles find solace in the company of fellow believers in the glory of His Word. Join Winners Chapel International Saskatoon for her Singles and Married Banquet 2024 edition with Pastors Kennedy and Tinua Siegeme.
Husband, love your wives. And I'm not even started with the ladies. When a woman gets it right, everything will be okay.
Talk show, couples and singles dance, games and more. Venue is Cosmos Senior Center, 11th Street East, Saskatoon. Date is 23rd March 2024. Time is 4 p.m. $55 for couples and $33 for singles. Hurry now and get your tickets. See flyers for details. We'll celebrate you. Let
Hey Saskatoon, this is your girl Patrice, owner and operator of Cradle by Jade Event Planning and Decor. And I am a Black business owner based in Saskatoon. I am inviting you to Saskatoon's first Black Business Expo on March 23rd, Pearland Park, All-C. The event starts at 11 a.m. sharp. The spotlight will be on Saskatoon's finest Black business entrepreneurs who have contributed tremendously to the Saskatoon business community. So, if you're a Black business owner and you haven't registered, guess what? You still have time. Visit our website at www.saskblackbusiness.ca. And for the Saskatoon community, we're inviting you to come out and experience a day filled with diversity, culture, and talent. So, save the date, March 23rd, Pearland Park, All-C. The event starts at 11 a.m. See you there.
Welcome back. Like I said, we'll be taking the other news and Osas will be anchoring it. Osas, can you hear me? Take it away.
Yes. Hello, and thank you for joining us. This is the other news. I am Osas. On the other news today, the headlines. Man killed after 30-hour armed standoff with Calgary police identified. Toronto police officer suggests leaving car keys by front door amid rise in home invasions. Saskatoon man charged after methamphetamine and cocaine seized. First headline. Man killed after 30-hour armed standoff with Calgary police has been identified. Many residents in the southeast community of Pembroke Meadows have been allowed to return home after a 2-day armed standoff was resolved. A man identified as Patrick Kimmel was killed following a 30 hours armed standoff with Calgary police in southeast Calgary. The incident began when shots were fired at officers during an ongoing firearm investigation. Despite intermittent negotiations, the situation escalated, forcing members of the Calgary Tactical Unit and RCNP Emergency Response Team to fire their weapons. Over 100 rounds of ammunition were estimated to have been fired during the standoff, which prompted road closures and shelter-in-place orders for residents of the Pembroke Meadow area. The Alberta Serious Incident Response Team will investigate the circumstance surrounding the officer-involved shooting. Toronto police officers suggest leaving car keys by front door amid rise in home invasions. A Toronto police officer sparked controversy by suggesting that residents leave their car keys by the front door to deter home invasions, advising them to place the keys in a Faraday bag to prevent signal duplicating devices from replicating key fobs. The remarks came amid a surge in home invasions and break-ins for auto theft in Toronto, prompting concerns among escalated violence and the use of firearms during these incidents. While the Toronto Police Service acknowledged the officers' intention to offer safety advice, they emphasized that there are alternative methods to prevent auto theft-motivated home invasions. Suggestions included parking vehicles in garages, ensuring well-lit driveways, installing home security systems and cameras, and reporting suspicious activity to the authorities. Lastly, Saskatoon man charged after methamphetamine and cocaine seized. A 33-year-old Saskatoon man was arrested after police seized methamphetamine and cocaine in the 400 block of Fifth Avenue North on Thursday around 8 p.m. Officers initiated enforcement actions on a man believed to be trafficking methamphetamine, according to a release from the Saskatoon Police Service issued on Friday. Upon search of his person, officers seized 347 grams of methamphetamine, 88 grams of cocaine, and $120, police said. Police said the man has been charged with possession for the purpose of trafficking and possession for the proceeds of crime under $5,000. This concludes the other news for today. I am Osas. Thank you for watching. The melting pot continues shortly. Back to you, Izo.
Thank you so much, Osas, for that wonderful rendition of the other news. Even though the news was grim, but the way you sounded all the news, it almost made it sound like it was good. I was listening
Well,
to the rhythm of your voice. I was like, she's talking about somebody that after a 30-hour standoff and the guy got killed, and it almost sounded like music. But I'm going to go to my sisters now. What's your take on the other news? I'll start with you, AY.
Ooh, 30-hour standoff. That's different.
mm,
Hmm.
Usually, you don't. I don't think you've heard of 30-hour standoff with the police in a long time at all, and that he
Yeah,
ended up getting killed. So what? Why did it take that long? What was the precautions? Were they was it because of the color of his skin? That was why it took 30 hours. But uh, I mean, I'm glad that the officers were safe at least at the end of the day. It didn't. It wasn't
exactly,
much
exactly.
more chaotic than it was. And then the police officer that said we should just cuckoo leave key at entrance and tell and tell the robbers, now no worry, just come carry the key. Come dey I don't know what he was thinking when he said that, but I'm sure when he was done saying it, he probably thought about it like, oh, that didn't come out right because you're more or less
Exactly.
telling us, yeah, you're telling us the police don't have, we're too busy. So you people just leave your key at the entrance, let them carry your car and be going. Don't stress us. That's what I got from that. But how do we even keep ourselves safe in this environment that theft is becoming very, very ridiculous these days? I think, like you said, the other advice they had given, it's everyone should just have cameras now. um I know I'm not supposed to say this on camera, but I'll go ahead and say it. If you can get yourself licensed to carry and know how to keep your family safe, take the
Hmm.
training,
mhm,
get the license. If you have to
yeah.
protect your home, then you have to protect your home.
Thank
That's
you
my take
so
on that.
much, AY, for your take. And
Yeah.
we have
Mhm.
our guest in the house, Tosin Fetuga. She is a consultant businesswoman in Saskatoon, a financial service professional. So I know that all of these things are heavy words, but I would like to have your take on the other news. But before you go on to have to say what you have to say, I was looking at the flowers behind beside you and your face, and I don't know which one is prettier. I think I will go with your face.
Uh,
I
aw,
think I will go
The
with your
face is
face. So
giving.
what's your,
so
the
emo.
face is giving, the glasses is giving. In short, I'm almost tempted to wear my own glasses. So watch me,
You
everybody.
know,
What is it?
Please.
Everybody's
vibe
Yeah,
oppressing me with
because
check,
glass.
everybody's
vibe
in
I'm
check.
going to
glasses
wear
or
my own.
sunglasses,
I'm going to
right?
wear my own.
The whole
Yay!
team is on
Now I'm part
glasses
of the family.
today.
It
Hey.
makes it just balances everything.
Exactly,
See,
exactly. So go
yes,
ahead,
and
Tosin.
awesome. Isa, thank you for being so kind, for saying you prefer my face to the flowers, but I think they're also pretty too, right? Thank you. Thank you very much. Yes, yes. Honestly, my take on the news, I think it's the police and the keys for me. Because I'm thinking about it. Okay, so I should leave my keys at my door. And then I'm just kind of saying, you know what, when you come, don't struggle.
The key is there. Just take it, come in, take whatever you want and go, right? I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to do that. But I can I'm trying to look at it from another perspective. I'm thinking, okay, maybe he's trying to say just to avoid maybe people breaking some things, let them just come in and take whatever they want to take, and then you can report to the police. And then, I don't know. I don't honestly. I don't understand the mind of the police officer for saying that.
Yeah.
I'm happy that others don't believe in that or they don't accept that. So I would never do that. No, I won't
Totally.
share
I
that.
totally agree with you.
No.
When Osas first took the news, I was like, okay, am I hearing right? Or probably I missed something because
Mhm.
yes, he said it. Maybe he didn't think it true, but what
Okay,
is to
true.
say that this robber or car thief will not get fresh ideas now that the key to
Mhm,
the car is very, very easily available? Why can't I get into the
mhm,
house and pick other things and
mhm.
stuff the car with all the things that are in the house so that I know that I've hit the
Yeah, I
jackpot?
agree.
So I don't
There are
think
some
he thought it through. Yeah, Osas, go on, please.
Okay. No, I was gonna say I agree with everything you guys have said because there are some thieves that are just not just petty thieves. They're actually after your life. So they're just
Hmm.
beyond the keys. So I think the police should actually rather look for ways to secure people, I mean residents, more than just saying give up your keys. Although I also believe it might be coming from a good place, trying to say instead
Mhm,
of struggling, instead of making them, shoot at you or you're trying to struggle your keys with them, just let them get away
yeah.
with it. And then so that instead of them getting into your home, trying to look for the key, if that is what, but
Mhm.
I think that's still not a very good
No,
blanket
advice.
response to the situation of increase in robbery, right? The robbery rate has escalated so seriously, and also is the rate of killings in different parts of Canada,
Yeah,
especially in
so true.
Yeah.
Toronto. I've heard is a
Yeah.
lot now in Toronto and many places. So they should actually upskill our security system.
Fantastic. Yeah, well said, ladies. We can't stress this enough. Okay, that's all we will take
Yeah.
for the other news. Our viewers, our lines are open as always. The numbers are on the screen to be part of the conversation. We would like you to subscribe to the channel, like, and comment. We would like to hear your take. We'll go on a short break, and then when we come back, we'll be listening to our love coach and she'll be giving us some relationship tips. Don't go anywhere. I promise you, it will be your while. We'll be right back.
Hey Saskatoon, this is your girl Patrice, owner and operator of Created by Jade Event Planning and Decor. And I am a Black business owner based in Saskatoon. I am inviting you to Saskatoon's first Black Business Expo on March 23rd, Prairieland Park, All-C. The event starts at 11 a.m. sharp. The spotlight will be on Saskatoon's finest Black business entrepreneurs who have contributed tremendously to the Saskatoon business community. So if you're a Black business owner and you haven't registered, guess what? You still have time. Visit our website at www.saskblackbusiness.ca. And for the Saskatoon community, we're inviting you to come out and experience a day filled with diversity, culture, and talent. So save the date, March 23rd, Prairieland Park, All-C. The event starts at 11 a.m. See you there.
This be a night of spiritual connection, where couples renew their commitment and singles find solace in the company of fellow believers in the glory of His Word. Join Winners Chapel International Saskatoon for her Singles and Married Banquet 2024 edition. Pastors Kennedy and Tinua Siegeme.
Husband, love your wives. And I'm not even started relating. When a woman gets it right, everything will be okay.
Talk show, couples and singles dance, games and more. Venue is Cosmos Senior Center, 11th Street East, Saskatoon. Date is 23rd March 2024. Time is 4 p.m. $55 for couples and $33 for singles. Hurry now and get your tickets. See flyers for details. We celebrate you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for joining me again on the Ibis Love Corner. My name is Coach Ibis, and reaching marriages and strengthening relationships. Remember to follow me on all my social media platforms, Ibis Love Haven. If you can follow me on Instagram, then you will have access to all my coachings and all my teachings, and also you'll be able to book an appointment with me. I couldn't make it up here last week because I needed to unwind, that kind of thing. A lot of time with your guy. When you do that thing outside of your house, they're sweet. I'm not gonna lie you, they're sweet. When last did you have a lot of time with your loved one, with your husband, with your spouse? Go do it. Just one day, get somebody to take care of the kids, and you will thank me later. It is sweet past the regular. Anyways, today I want to talk about the issue of 50-50 in an African home and in an African community. Before I go deeply into that, I would love to state that the concept of marriage that I believe in is the concept of marriage where we have a king and we have a queen. A concept of marriage where the man is the head and the wife is the queen, is the helper in the house. That is me. I don't know what you believe in. And I believe that this concept of marriage, has, aside the fact that it's a commandment from God, it is also working. When we have two drivers driving, it is always a problem. But when we have one that is giving directions and one that is, observing and say, oh, why don't we do it this way? Why don't we do it this way? That collaboration, it always works better. But when we are dragging the steering, or we are trying to paddle the canoe together, it always brings confusion. I would love to state that. Now, the concept of 50-50 in an African home, this is not our culture. I say that. This is not our culture. And most of our men clamoring for 50-50, they only take that financially. They don't talk about every other aspect of the 50-50. The people that are practicing 50-50, they practice everything 50-50. The house chores, taking care of the kids, appointments, all of those things, spending, groceries, everything is 50-50. And they are doing well at it because it's no big deal to them. This is who they are. This is, that's how they were raised. That is their belief. That is what they are used to, and is working for them. And we also have some of them that are not even working with the word 50. They are not working with that percentage 50-50. They don't want it, and yet they are Caucasian, but that's not their way of life. But we are Africans, 50-50 is not our thing. And as a man, if you want 50-50, make sure you're not limiting it to the financial aspect of 50-50. Okay, you want her to bring half of the house rent, you want her to, the car loan, half, the food, half, everything, half. Then after that, you will now still be looking for somebody will be pushing around. Nobody will listen to you. Submissiveness does not have anything to do with money, but I want you to know that when you can provide, when you can protect, when you can profess, submission will be so easy. And ultimately, for the one who fears God, a woman who loves God so much will be submissive to her husband. However, the same Bible has made you the head. Why do you want to trade your kingship? Why do you want to trade it that you are no longer the head? let us be dragging the headship together. If you are dragging the headship together and you still want to control such a woman or subject her to some, I am the husband in this house. It is not our culture. It will not work. I believe in a home that is departmental. And in all honesty, we have things that a wife will be more functional at doing, and we have things that a husband will be more functional at doing. That's it. We can't trade that for anything. We have things that a wife will be more functional at. As a matter of fact, women are we multitask. We can be doing one thing, we can be at work and be thinking about the children and be thinking about the appointment and be thinking about school appointment, doctor's appointment, thinking about our husband, thinking about what we're going to eat at home, how to put things together. But when a man is at work, most times it's just that work. When a man is studying, most times it's just I am studying. The Bible is complete. And I also know that the Quran is also complete. 50-50 is not our thing. If you want to do 50-50 with a man or with a woman, make sure that it's in all ramification, not only in finances. Not only in finances. And with my little experience, it has never worked in an African home. I mean, we have situations whereby God will bless the wife more than the husband. Oh, glory be to God. In a functional marriage, they are all living so fine and they are doing great. But for a man, you want your wife to be doing 8 hours, you want to be doing the same 8 hours, and you want her to bring half so that you can bring half, and you still want to bounce. Do like this. Come to the house and say, where is my food? You self think about it now. You go work, I go work. I don't tire. No head in this house. If I buy grocery today, you go buy tomorrow. It's like that. You want to rub shoulders with your wife when you're supposed to be taking the lead and she's just supposed to be following you, and you two should walk. You two are supposed to be working in partnership, in collaboration. But no, you want her to be doing exactly the amount of whatever you're contributing into the house. You want her to do the same, and yet you still want to be the man of that house. You self reasoner. God has given you a beautiful position. Like me now, God forbid, what I want to take kingship do? I'm okay being a coin. I'm okay being a coin. If you are the king, take that to heart. God has given you that role. Do not trade it just because you are in an environment where they say 50-50, but you are not asking them how are they doing their own 50-50. I want to know what you think about everything that I have said today. It's okay to disagree. It's okay to agree. But I want to tell you the truth. 50-50 will not work in an African home. It has never worked. It will not work. Why? Because our men, of course, they are always up here. And I appreciate you for that. That's how you've been created. But if you want your wife to be doing 50-50 with you, Oga, not only in finances, you have to learn how to cook too. You have to learn how to sweep. I mean, of course, you support before, right? But in this concept of 50-50, when I cook dinner today, be ready to do dinner tomorrow. Think about it. I want to know what you think. Put something in the comment section. Call in, dial in. I want to hear from you. And if you have a story to share, put it right there. We want to read it. Let's reason together. I might not be perfect in this, but remember that I said a man is the king, and I'm okay being the queen of that house. That's all I have to say today. Love you all. And stay tuned because I'm loaded. I have a lot of things to talk about the African home. Bye for now.
Thank you, Ibis Love Heaven. It's always a delight listening to you because you always balance it up. So, ladies, Ibis has said a lot, and I know we have. In short, I see AY. You are ready, but AY, just chill. I want our guests to. I want her to chime in. So
Mm,
you don't mind if I call you
mm.
Tosin? You don't mind that, do you?
Oh no, not at all. Of course, my name is
Okay.
Tosin.
So right, right. Okay, Tosin, because we're all on
Yeah,
first names here. Uh,
for
would
sure.
like to hear your take. Go ahead.
Hmm. Where do I even start from? Honestly, where do I start from? And I love what you said, Izo. Honestly, Ibis always balances it, and that's one thing that's going for her. And she's a relationship coach anyway, so she should balance it. So my take, really, I support what she said. 50-50 can be, you know what, it might work in some relationship, but honestly, in an African setting, it won't work. It won't work. And when we say, and the way I look at it is this, I don't have a percentage to put to relationship. Honestly, today it can be 60-40. Tomorrow
Mhm.
it can be 80-20. Now, that 80-20 does not mean 80 to the man, 20 to the woman. Tomorrow it can be that today. Tomorrow it can be 20 for the man, 80 to the woman tomorrow. It can even be in the same day, 70-30 on some issues, 20-80 on some issues. Honestly, at the end of the day, what works for you in your home is very important. We're in
Yeah.
this boat together. For instance, I am here right now attending to this meeting. I mean, this show that we're doing right now, and my husband is helping with supper. I didn't say do it before I come or whatever. It just does it because it's
Yeah.
just us. It's our home. There is no rule that says you must be the one to go to the kitchen. You must do groceries. You must do this.
Mhm.
If you are in the same boat, you are partners in the same family. You just want to
Totally.
ensure that that
Yeah.
family succeeds, and that's it. My take.
That's that's so wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. I like the way you answered it and how you use an example that is even personal to
Yeah,
elaborate it. I really appreciate that, Tosin.
absolutely.
Now,
Thank you.
before I jump to you, AY, viewers, I need to speak to our viewers, especially the men.
Yeah.
So this will interest you, ladies. I get all these calls after the show, and most of the time, the men are the ones calling after the show. They'll say, this thing that you guys said, it should have been like this and like this. And I'm like, call in the show. So,
Mm-hmm.
men,
Mm-hmm.
you guys are always saying that we are biased though because it's women talking. Call in the show. Our numbers are there. Or if you don't want to call in, put your comment. Let's hear your
For
perspective
sure.
on what our relationship coach said, and we'll read it. We're all here to learn. Like I said last week, that's why it's called the melting pot. Everybody brings their ideas, everybody brings their perspective, and then we learn from one another. So that said, AY, let's hear your take.
Whew. Okay, so where do we start from? 50-50. Okay, let me rewind to the end or fast forward to the end where she said the ego were created. I just want to correct that
Mm,
no one was created with an ego. We've been privileged to be raised by lovely mothers and fathers, and then when you get to a certain age you relearn some things in life. So if you were
yep.
growing up in a home where they treat you like you don't touch pot, you don't go in kitchen, you don't do this, you
Mm,
don't do that, you get to a certain point in your life when you become an adult and you look at yourself, you look at your society, and you look at the partner that you have been given by God, and then you retrain your mind to be certain way. So those ego
mhm,
thing, or it's because the way I was raised, I don't buy that. It's a life from the pit of hell. Um
mhm,
50-50. I guess for me, now disclaimer, I've been outside of Nigeria all of my adult life. So
Mhm.
my mindset is a bit different from, yes, our culture has raised kings and queens, but also the Bible and the Quran that we read says that we are partners in life, right?
mhm,
So
mhm.
um financially, emotionally, no one is going to carry it equally. But because of where we've happened to be in the Western world now, that in order for one party not to break,
Mhm.
in order for one person to not lose their mind, you have to be
Mm.
as close to 50-50 as possible. It could be maybe the solely the man is the one that is doing all the earning because we want to save money and not pay for babysitter. So then the woman has to carry so much burdens. But at the same time, because you're a smart person, you see that even your money cannot pay for your wife going to emergency room and spending 12 hours there for a sick baby. When
Right.
she comes home, you will run a bath water. If you have to give her a foot massage, or you know what, let me carry the baby for 3 hours. You were in the hospital with the baby. So 50-50, I guess it's just a number that doesn't work for me. But
Mm-hmm.
I do see intellectually how it can be 50-50, but knowing where to balance it. It's not
Mm-hmm.
going to always be the money aspect or the cooking aspect. It
Mhm.
could be just, okay, this weekend we're going to play Don't Talk to Mommy, and daddy is going to be the mommy of the house today, and mommy
Mm-hmm.
gets to
Mm-hmm.
rest.
Right.
So that still consider weighing it in 50. We're supporting each other. No one is higher
Totally.
than the other
Yeah.
person
Mhm.
in the relation. That's
Yeah.
the
Mm-hmm.
50-50
Mhm.
that I'm going to mentally, right?
I,
So
I totally agree with you,
Right.
AY.
Yeah.
And I like the way you explained it that, okay, yeah, we will do some form of 50-50, but if there's understanding, because what I take away from what you're saying, if
yes,
there's understanding, all of these things will not be down to numbers and percentages.
Mhm.
It will be about
Absolutely.
working
Yeah.
in sync with one another.
One
Now,
another.
Savvy,
Mhm.
you have a stern look on your face. Are you brooding or you are not in
you want to
agreement? I
hit
don't
me.
understand this look. Oh.
Oh,
What's
no,
this
no, no,
stern
no.
look now?
No, I'm just thinking about it. Really, I'm for you guys. I'm for you. So the concept of
Okay.
50-50, the concept of 50-50, I'm not going to lie, it's a good one. So far, we are going to translate it to all areas in the marriage. However, because we don't live in an ideal society, 50-50 is just not possible. And I'll tell you why. For example, we may be at different stages in our life. At some point, the wife may be earning more than the husband. At that point, I expect that
Yeah.
financially, at that particular season, I don't expect it to be 50-50, right? I would think that the person earning more will bear more burden, right? Additionally, maybe the wife is in school. At that point, house chores cannot be 50-50. The husband may need to carry the bulk of it. So in an ideal society, 50-50 is, oh my God, it's so sweet. But because, alas, we are not in an ideal society, some things got to give. But
Yeah.
the important thing is to recognize the season you are in and to give it what's in need at that moment. There will be time where you need to be doing everything. You need to cut the other person some slack. And that is fine. Because guess what? The table may turn around in 3 years' time. Another
Mhm.
person will be the one to
Mhm.
carry the full body
Mm-hmm.
100%.
Thanks.
So
Yeah.
it depends on the family dynamics and everything. But for me, money is not,
Oh,
I love money. Money
everything.
is not a big deal. But I think when it comes to money wise, we shouldn't allow money to cause so many issues, and
Yes.
men should know that some of these house chores. I tell people when they talk about female house chores, my favorite saying is cooking is not did not come pre-installed into the vagina. It's not an app. It's a basic life skill.
You
Some
can't
things that
That's a good one.
you
it's a
can't
basic life
download
skill,
it.
and it's not something that, oh, when I was coming as a woman, because I'm a girl, then they've already given me that app, I must now
If,
speak. No,
mm,
no, 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 no.
no.
It's a basic life skill that everyone should know how to do. Now, you don't need to be a chef. You don't need to be
Yeah.
all that. Just enough to get by.
Yep,
I
bye.
remember when my mother-in-law traveled, when that was a very long time ago. My father-in-law used to give us a story. He was the one taking care of the house, cooking, doing
Mm.
everything. So, and that's why my husband cannot cannot say that, oh, this one is you're the one that's supposed to, because he did not see that happened in his
Yeah.
when he was
Mhm.
growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
When I'm
sometimes
growing.
some of these they are effects of our growing
Yeah.
up years. But we
Upbringing.
are
Yeah.
when we get
That's
to
Not
adult
the issue.
years, you have to call yourself to a meeting by
Uh,
yourself.
yeah.
Look in the mirror. And
Totally.
what are you going to do? You're going to unlearn something. You're going to relearn something. And you're
Yep.
going to learn new things. And
Absolutely.
learning is a lifelong skill. Learning doesn't stop. So we can always learn to be
Yeah.
better. human beings. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Savi.
Okay.
Thank you. So all that time you were quiet, you were just thinking of all these bullet points that you are going to dish out. I was like, "Ah,"
You said they didn't
and you dished
download
them
the
out
app.
very well. You did justice to it. So Osas popped and okay, there she is. Osas, I'm going to ask
Yeah.
you a specific question, but before I come to the question, our viewers, I know you are enjoying the conversation and the banter, but we'll also like to hear from you. So our numbers are on the screen. You can drop your comment on our YouTube page. I would like to hear your take, especially the men, like I said. I will borrow what a mem said in one of the episodes. We love men. We love men. So men, you have to speak. So Osas, the question I have for you is this. So everybody says, yes, if there should be a balance. Or if I'm going to school, you should be doing some of the house chores. If I'm the one bringing in the bulk of the money, that means I'm more outside the house. You should be doing so. My question is, should these things be spelled out? I think one of us said, if I went to grocery shopping this week, you're going the next week. So do you think it's best to have like a timetable written down somewhere? Oh, I do the cooking, you do the dishes. I do the laundry, you fold the clothes. I attend to the baby, and you make sure that you clear the snow outside, you empty the garbage. Do you think that should help, or it should just be body language and sign language? What's your take?
Well, my take on this is no, I don't think there should be a timetable. That this is not sex or something. I would support a timetable when it comes to that part. But for the house chores, I believe we are all human beings. I mean, we should reason properly. We are adults. And when you said you were marrying somebody, you knew it came with responsibilities. So it's not something you like, oh, okay, let's make a timetable like you do for your kids. For my kids, I
Right.
have a timetable. Oh, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, who is washing clothes, who is washing plates, who is doing sweeping, cleaning, whatever they have to do for per week or something like that. But for spouses, you're adults. And so I believe that everybody should be matured enough to know when to help, when to support, when to give. And giving and supporting should be equal. Well, 50-50 or 100-100, that's even what I will say. I will even say 50-50. I say give it 100-100. If one person is not even incapacitated, even when I'm not busy, I might not be busy, I might just be lying down. And you see, as a man, they are close to be, folded or laundered, or there are dishes in the sink. If it's not something, your kids are not old enough for you to like say, oh yeah, children, go and clean up these dishes, take care of this. Then you as a man can go into the kitchen, even if I'm sleeping, even if I'm not doing anything.
So what if,
I mean,
sorry that I'm interrupting. So what if the man is not taking the cue? Because what I'm going to say now, Tosin, you can chime
yes,
in, because you said something earlier on that you're here doing this podcast, and at the same time your husband is helping with supper. What if that didn't happen, and you are done and you get there and things are still, the meat is still in the, everything is there, and you're like, I wish this man would take a cue and help me out. So how do you
yeah.
communicate this? So wouldn't it
No,
be
that's
that
when
if there's some kind of schedule, it will help? So Osas, after you say your take, then Tosin can go ahead. Go ahead, Osas.
Yeah, in regards to such scenario, that's when communication and love plays a role. When there is good communication, I mean, body language or whatever, you know how you communicate with your spouse. You didn't get married, I believe, maybe just 3 days ago, 1 month ago, and even before, even if you just got married a week ago, somehow you've been dating and in a relationship before you got married. So each person should know how to communicate. So if it is verbally, if it is trying to now whine and act like a baby, that will make him like, oh, okay, ma'am. So, there's a way we women can do that. We'll just like show our dissatisfaction or when we are not happy.
What if
So
he's
if
not
it's any
receiving the
of that
menu
way,
as you are whining?
Strong
What if he's
face.
you
not
need to
even
go for
receiving the
counseling.
memo? You're bending neck instead of him to
I
feel
won't
that,
say you should
oh,
give gas boost. I won't say you should give gbasgbos, but if you need to initially give a bit of gbasgbos without it being too dramatic, yes, you can go dramatic, but don't let it escalate, right? Know how to control. If you want to give gbasgbos, let it be a controlled gbasgbos. so that you know
Okay.
that, okay, I'm getting to this level, it needs to come down. Not that you get to gbas
Yeah.
and then everybody goes haywire. But if you need to say it loud,
Uh-huh.
please, you didn't help me now. Why can't you? Can't you see? I was busy. And
Yeah.
then when the other person is reacting and you feel that, okay, this is going to escalate beyond my control, then you control it. Then I think that will help. But
Fantastic.
basically,
Thank
there
you,
should be a way
Stas.
that you can
Tosi,
communicate.
over to you.
All right, I'm already enjoying all the gist coming out from everybody. I agree with Osas. There shouldn't be a schedule. It doesn't make sense. First of all,
Yeah.
love is selfless. If you
Yes.
say
Mhm.
you love someone, you should be able to sacrifice. So when you're doing something for somebody you love, you
Um,
don't count it as
Tosi, I'm
I am
so
doing.
sorry. I am notorious for interrupting people. We have a call. We'll
Okay.
come back to you, but
Oh,
we'll
no
take this
worries.
call. We'll come back to you. Hello, you're welcome to the Melting
Okay.
Pot. Who am I speaking with, please?
Hi, my name is Adirin, and
Hey, we
I
have
just
a
want to
male
say good
caller.
Hey,
evening to
Yay,
everyone.
yay, yay, yay.
we love men. We love
Hello,
men.
sir. Welcome to the show. I know you have been hearing all our banter, so I'll give you the floor. You have
Yeah.
60
Yeah, I have.
seconds, sir.
Okay, so just to quickly jump to it, one of the things I want to say is that there are things that are not being said, and what is being said, read in between the lines. Usually, as an African, from a male perspective, yes, we say people should. We say, oh, yes, we are built with a certain amount of um, ego. However, it is not an African thing. Um,
Mm,
the worst thing you can do to a woman, right, is to make her not feel beautiful.
Mm.
The same
Word.
thing in the man's perspective. The worst thing you can do to a man is to make him feel like a loser, that he is
Mm.
not winning, or he does not he's not the head, or he's not in control. Because when that happens, you will find out that when a person outside can speak to the king in that man, the man will, in a heartbeat, drop you for that person outside. So you
mm,
have to understand that it is something that is not African in nature. That is number one. Number two, people have to understand the concept of submission. Submission is this, and I'm speaking for you to understand one thing, that when you submit, it it removes everything. It takes off your, what's the word I'm looking for? It takes out the responsibility for accountability. When you submit, the man becomes responsible for your results and your failures. I know we mentioned the Bible. I am a Christian, so that is why God did not go to Eve. God went to Adam. That is number three. And the fact that you have to understand that by submitting to Him, does it mean that you are not a person anymore? You don't have a voice? Absolutely not. It means that when the time for responsibility comes, when the times of the things you want to achieve, things you want to do, the goals that you have, you will not be held accountable for the things that your husband says, or if the person you are submitted to. It's the same thing in
So if
business.
I
If you
can,
submit to a head of
if I can
department,
take you up on
yes,
something you said about submission.
by
So
all
if
means,
we go by
yes.
what the lady said concerning activities in the house, where if we're going to bring finances 50-50, it should be shared in other spheres. So what if the man is the type that doesn't help the woman around the house and commands that you should be submissive to me? Yes, I'm your king and whatever, and you should just be slaving away
Any
and you should
man
not
that
complain. Is
needs
that the
to,
kind of submissiveness you're
any
talking
man
about?
that needs to say, sorry, I apologize.
mm,
Any man that needs to say I'm the man of the house is not the man of the house.
mm.
Okay.
I
You
like
have
that.
to
Clap to
prove,
that. I
you
clap
have
Shot,
to
to
that.
prove,
shots fired.
you have to prove
Shot
that you are
fired.
the man of the house. You are not the man of the house. There's a difference.
Oh,
And unfortunately, there's really no time. There's a difference between obedience, submission, and honor. You have to
Mm,
understand that you when you say, oh, because what is being said is, because I am bringing money into the house, that puts me in the position of leadership. Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
If you
Mm-hmm.
bring money, if you bring money to, say for example, you bring money to an organization, and that is what usually happens, because when people, they bring money to an organization, because they bring the most money, they believe, oh, they must be the ones that are taking the decisions, they should be in management.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely not. So you have to understand that submission says, this is the money I have brought. Communication says, this is how we are going to spend it. Am
Mm-hmm.
I advocating for men not doing the chores? Absolutely not. Am I saying that men should not do chores? Absolutely not. But you have to understand one thing, that I agree with what every person has said, with what Tosin has said, and everybody, and that is the fact that life is not a straight line. It goes, there are
Yeah.
ups
Mm.
and downs. There are times the man will be up and the
Totally.
woman will be down, and vice versa. But how
Yeah.
many times, when you are talking about negotiation, have you, if all the women on the call, how many times have you negotiated to go and clear the driveway?
I'll pay
I don't know
somebody
I
what
to
to
do
do.
it.
say.
I won't do it
I
I
personally.
do.
don't,
I
No,
do.
no,
I
I
drive
don't
clear
know
the
what to
negotiated.
say.
driveway with my husband,
Negotiated.
or
So
without
try
him
and
at times.
understand what I am trying to explain. Excuse me, sorry, I apologize, because I want to, because I would like to round up. Try and understand what I'm trying to say. I am saying that because it is a negotiation thing, men and women do not have equal negotiation power.
Mm-hmm.
And that is because we don't have equal negotiation power. What will tend to happen is like, oh, you can do this. Oh, you can do that. Or then it becomes, if it is not, I don't, because some women, if it is like, we're talking about the man's ego, but there are sometimes the men are actually blackmailed. They will either,
Mm.
you turn it to a crying situation, or you turn it to, now, I will sort you out, or something like that. So absolutely, it's not a 50-50, even in negotiation, just as your skills, like what you said about being departmental, that one person is always better for the other
Mm-hmm.
in one particular area
Yeah.
than the other. It's
Yeah.
not because you are the
Mhm.
man of the house, therefore you must be in charge of finances. It doesn't work like that. But at the end
Totally.
of the day, you both need to be fair to each other. The
Mm-hmm.
Bible says submit one to another, not just be the,
Mhm.
but one person has to take responsibility. So if I'm going
Absolutely.
to take, I cannot, if I cannot manage what I cannot have a voice in. So if
Mm.
I have to manage something, I need to be able to have a say. Because at the end of the day, if I'm going to be held responsible for something, if it is a runaway poster, I cannot be held responsible. And I would just
Totally.
say, yeah, whatever, do whatever you like.
Thank you.
You
Thank
do
Thank
you
you.
yours, and I'll
so
do mine.
much. Thank you so much, Mr.
I have
Edime. We
comments.
really appreciate all that you have said. Thank you for calling on the show. So, ladies, somebody said I have comment. But
Our
before you
YouTube.
before you say your comment, let's see
No,
what the
YouTube.
you so that you
YouTube
can
viewers.
react. Okay. Are you the one giving the YouTube viewers comments or Sabi?
I can quickly read. No, I can read quickly. I think someone was just trying to chime in to what
Okay.
he
Go
was
ahead, AY.
saying, that absolutely family dynamics change what works for you. Do what works for you. 50-50 is not really an African thing, but as immigrants, we need to work as a team to make the marriage work. The society doesn't make it easy for one man show. There has to be a
Mm-hmm.
collaboration. Yeah, I
Mhm.
second you. I guess that person was seconding that other person. And then there was a comment
Mhm.
about the car theft stuff. They said that was ridiculous. Honestly, just tell us where to drop off the car so they can go and break into it there. Thank you, our lovely people on YouTube. So that was I didn't want us to leave them out on the conversation.
Okay, thank you, AY, for those comments. And we're going to wrap up this because we have the main event. And that's the high point of today. But like I always say, the conversation continues offline on our YouTube handles. Drop your comments and we would respond to you as you drop them. So I'm going to pass the ball over to you, Tosin. I know that during the start of the show, I introduced your name and a bit of who you are, but I don't think I did justice. I don't think so. And my conscience is pricking me. So I'm going to just give you the platform to really tell us who you are, what you do, and why you are the main event of today's podcast. Over to you, Tosin.
That's it. That's it really funny. Why I'm the main event. Okay, I'm the
You are
main
the main
event.
event.
All right. All right. Thank you very much, Isel. And thank you, ladies. I've enjoyed myself so much at this show, at this podcast. I was hoping you won't call me again to say something after Mr. Ijeri had said at make his submission. I was going to say, what else can one say after a man has said all that? So I better keep my mouth shut. But I thought that he just wrapped it up in a nice way. So thank you. My name is Tosin Fetiga, just as Isa had introduced me earlier. I'm a business consultant and I'm a financial service professional of over 20 years. I'm also a master of ceremonies. You might see me in one event or the other anchoring events, and I'm also a YouTuber in brief. So that's me. I live in Saskatoon with my family, and I am a partner at Noble Links Consulting, a business consulting firm, and we are the initiative or the facilitators of the big event coming up next week, Saturday, and that's why they have me on the show. Short, short about me. That's a brief
Short
thing
and
about me.
sweet. Just perfect. Just perfect. So you're the
Thank
main
you.
event for this podcast, but there's a
Right.
big event coming up next week
Mm-hmm.
here in Saskatoon. So Savi and
Mm-hmm.
AY, I'm sorry, you're in Ontario, but you can fly down and be part of the expo. So I'm just
Oh,
going
they have
to
to.
jump right. Yeah, I'm just going to jump right into the question because it's the first of its kind, and we here in
It
Saskatoon
is.
we're really psyched about it.
Mm.
So the
Yes.
question I would ask you about the business expo is what types of businesses will be represented at the expo, and how diverse are the ranges of industries that will be at the expo on Saturday?
Uh, Awesome. Thank you so much for that question. Um, any industry, they will be represented there. You know, when we started talking about this, we were like, oh, maybe just a handful of businesses spread around Saskatoon and all that. But when we started seeing businesses register, it was like, oh, I didn't even know there's someone in this industry. Oh, I didn't know there's another person in this industry. So talk about finance, talk about
Mhm.
hospitality, talk about real estate, talk about health, talk about IT, talk about graphics designing, event planning, diverse industries represented there. And one of the reasons why this is exciting for us to see is that there are so many people, in fact a lot of immigrants who come into this country or come into or leave their countries to any other country, right? They probably are established business owners in their countries, and then they come into another country and they play small, not because they don't want to start a business, but they're like, where do I start from? What do I do? So this is a big opportunity to come see diverse industry, come see people who have established themselves in different industries, and another opportunity to see what can I do? Which
Mhm.
industry has not yet been covered? That's very important. Which industry is still open? What else can I launch into? Let's talk about law of first entry. Maybe you'll be the first person
Mhm.
to start it, right? So that's the
Totally.
opportunity there.
Thank you so much for that answer. I'll pass it
You're
over
welcome.
to Savi. I know she has a
Oh,
question
thank
for
you.
you as well.
Yes, yes. Hi, Tosin. Thank you so much for being here
Hi,
tonight.
Savi.
And I
Thank
hear
you.
you. I hear you. You said one thing that resonated with me, that we did not cross the seven oceans and seas come and play small. And
Mhm.
I agree. I agree with that. So this is my question. So can you give us more insights about the activities on Saturday? So will there be
Okay.
panel discussions? Like, what's it going to be like? Just for us to have, especially for Myself, that is in Ontario, just let me have a mental picture of how that day will be.
Oh, awesome, Savvy. Thank you so much. The fact that you're not here makes me think like, ooh, she might want to get on the next flight to start coming to Saskatoon because you don't want to miss this. You don't want to miss this. Thank you for your question. First of all, there will be food, right? Lots of food from lots of food from different communities, right? Because this is not a Nigerian thing, right? We have Caribbean vendors, we have Ghanaian vendors, we have which other country? Uganda, South Sudanese, and different places. So there will be food there. Beyond that, on that day, the expo starts officially at 10 a.m. So doors open at 10 a.m. to everybody to come around to Prayland Park. It's Prayland Park, Horsey, Prayland Park. So come around. The vendors would have been there. They would start earlier to set up. So you can come around from 10 a.m. But 11 a.m. is the official opening where we have our invited guests coming in. So we have a short event at that time. It would just be between 11 and 12 noon. And at that time, we're expecting the city of Saskatoon is represented. The deputy mayor, Councillor Bev Dubois, will be representing the city. And we also have the speaker, Honorable Randa Wicks, will also be there representing the city of Saskatoon. Our partners to the chambers will also be there at that ceremony, right? And that will run between 11 and 12 noon. However, one of the reasons why we are having this event as an expo is that we want to empower business owners. So, not just come and showcase your businesses, not just come and showcase your services and products. There are enthusiasts out there. There are people who are saying, I don't even know where to start. How can someone even run a successful business in Saskatoon? I was reading something somewhere today, and someone said one of the reasons why people are not even doing business is because they haven't seen many successful business owners around who look like them. Guess what? At 2 p.m. that same day, we are going to have a panel discussion. We have two fantastic ladies who have successfully run their business for decades. We have um, Johanne Thomas Biranji. She's the president and CEO of JTM Solutions, an accounting firm in Saskatoon. Look her up, read about her. She's honestly a phenomenal personality. We also have Veronique Lowen. She's also the CEO of Verolingo Communications, another fantastic entrepreneur. They will be at that panel discussion. And now, at that panel discussion that we have at 2 p.m., I want everybody watching us here to make sure you come out there. Come and sit down and listen to these people. Do you have questions around running a business in Saskatoon? How have they done it so far? If they have established their own business, what are the challenges? Of course, nothing is smooth. There must have been some hurdles here and there. How did they overcome it? What kind of racism, systemic racism, did they encounter it? How did they overcome it? Lots to learn. You don't want me to tell you everything. You have to be there, honestly.
Yay, Tosin.
Awesome.
Thank you for all of that amazing insight. I really feel like
Thank you.
I need to go and, collect the 50-50 card from Oga and quickly book that ticket so I can enter the flight
Please,
to
please,
come.
please, please come. We'll be expecting you.
So I know you did not just wake up, or you and your partners in this beautiful thing that you're telling us about did not just wake up one morning and say, let's do an expo. Can you just, in 60 seconds, just briefly tell us what inspired this big vision, this, go get it kind of audacity? I'm Mrs. Audacity on here. What
Yeah.
inspired that? And I will also climb up the second part of my question is, where do you see this expo going to? Like your vision for it in the next 10 years. 60 seconds.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. Of course, an audacious move. It was just like so. This came up. I told you I'm a partner at Noble Links Consulting, it's a business consulting firm. And what we do basically is to work with business owners in running their business. We work with them from the position of ideation to scaling up their business. So, in our interactions with businesses or business owners over the years, we've heard people clamor for more visibility, clamor for more patronage from within the black community, right? And then we understood that one thing that is wrong around that is people don't even know these businesses. People don't know who to when you have a service or a product need, you don't even know who to go to. So you go to the easiest one around. So anyone that you see, you go and meet. And then because they're clamoring for visibility and all that, we decided to do a research. And then we wanted to know if something like this has happened before. So we started thinking, how can we bring them together? And then we decided on a trade show. Then we researched and we found out that this kind of expos and trade shows are done in bigger cities. What is wrong with Saskatoon? Why can't we have
Mm,
it here? It hasn't been done
mm,
before. Let's do it. Why can't we be the first? Let's make history.
hmm.
And that's why we decided to do it. Right? And then
I'm
what do we
almost
see?
tempted to
What do we
say
see?
hallelujah to that.
If you
Hallelujah to
if you
that.
say it, if you do, I mean, you won't be wrong. And let's talk about what we see this emanate into in the future. I want to see people get empowered. I want to see Black business owners competing in Saskatoon with larger um,
Provinces.
industry. I mean, larger businesses, even within Saskatoon, larger businesses owned by non-Blacks. Right? You
Mm,
see businesses that are growing bigger and all that, and you see our businesses. We're running on a small scale. We want to get it expanded. We want to increase that. When we go out there, when we show ourselves out there, government will begin to give legislations that will support us, that will get us empowered more. They will begin to reckon with us more, right? And then if we don't support ourselves, who will? If we don't put ourselves
mm.
out there to show that we are here, nobody will
Who
take us
will?
serious. That's why we're doing this.
Totally.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Tosi Festuga.
Thank
The
you.
the show
Thank
couldn't
you.
have
Thank you.
ended on a more better note. So that,
Thank you.
in short, listening to you, I can comfortably tell my Toronto sisters, watch out for Saskatoon. We are coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Black
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
businesses in
yes.
Yes. Yes.
Saskatoon, we are coming. So,
Yes.
viewers,
Yes.
do not miss the expo for anything on
No.
Saturday. So, we're going to wrap up the show
Mhm.
now. We've overshot our time. Thank you, producer, for helping us with that. So, final words from my sisters. I will start with Savi, AY, Osas, and then we'll wrap up the show. Savi, take the floor.
Yeah, it's a short one from me. As you go this week, stay savvy on all things. Peace.
Awesome.
AY, over to you.
Oh, sorry, that's me. You know me. It's always say, go into the week, be audacious, walk
Oh,
into those rooms with your head up high, open those doors, take up space, speak let
Mhm.
your voice be audacious this week. Have a lovely one, ladies.
okay. Thank you, AY. We're going to pass it on to Tosin and then I'll wrap it up. Tosin, final words, please.
Awesome. Dreams are yours. They've been given to you by God. Get on with it this week. Make sure you go achieve yours. But before then, make sure you come out on Saturday. Come out with your families. Come and support Black business owners. Let's do this together.
Mhm.
Let's make history in Saskatoon.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so from me is thank you to all our subscribers again. Thank you to our viewers. Thank you to those that called, made drop comments on the YouTube handle, and to our producers at the back end making us look seamless and beautiful. I wish you all a wonderful week, and I always leave with this: life is for the living. Bye for now.
Lovely.
Bye.
Bye.
See you on the next one.